Hey guys, this is Drax back with another how-to video, and this time I'll be showing you how to dominate in a new limited time game mode, Jetpack Cargo. So since this game mode was introduced to Battlefront 2 a few days ago, I figured out a few things, and for anyone who might be struggling, this guide should help you out a bit. A brief summary of the game mode. Your objective is to get the cargo, which normally spawns in the center of the map, and deliver it to your enemy base. Your opponents will also be trying to do the same by delivering it to your base, so you have to stop them. The first to deliver a free cargo wins the game. So now let's get into an overview of the weapons and abilities, and then move on to a few tactics you can use to win nearly every time. With the Jet Trooper or Jump Trooper, you have the choice of two weapons, the SE-44C or the A280. Now personally, I prefer the SE-44C, as this is the rapid fire version and no doubt one of the best weapons in the game. I would describe my playstyle as a chaser, as I'm always going after the cargo, and because I'm moving around a lot, the higher rate of fire suits me better. The other playstyle is that of a defender, and here I think the A280 might suit you better, as you can do large chunks of damage with each burst. It basically comes down to preference, but I feel these weapons do suit two different playstyles or roles quite well. Talking a bit more about each role now, I honestly believe a good mix of the two is best to have. As always, as this is a team game, if you can get on chat and play with a few friends at the same time, I'm sure you'll win a lot more games. Having the communication will definitely help you out, and you can switch up roles to suit the situation. So the first role I want to talk about is the chaser, and the chaser is there to always go after the cargo. That might be to get it and deliver it, or to take it back from the enemy, whereas the defender role is played differently, as you'll be predicting where the enemy cargo carrier will run and intercepting him before he gets to your base. Quite often the defender will be the last stand and stop the enemy from scoring a point, so I feel to have someone play that role is quite important. The defender can make this easy for him or herself simply by camping base. It might not be the most fun way to play, but I've definitely seen it work and it is a valid tactic. The chaser will rely on the defender if they fail to do their job, as they will most likely be out of position and then have to catch back up or respawn. As a defender, another tactic is to sit somewhere high up and gain a vantage point. If you are accurate enough, you can put out consistent damage throughout the battle and help your team out simply by having overwatch. Please remember though that these are not set roles or positions you have to play. I'm just simplifying it for this video to help you understand what playstyle might suit you better and how you can benefit your team, maybe get more enjoyment out of the mode. If you're quite versatile, you might be able to do both roles for your team. So you take note of where the cargo changes hands and then switch up your playstyle to counter your enemy. Maybe you're the last man at the back. A simple thing to remember is that the enemy is always heading for one place. If you protect an area around your base, you will of course intercept them at some point. And then when you have the cargo, you become the carrier, and then you need to change up your playstyle once again. I have found the best tactic is to stay on the rooftops. I always find that as soon as I misjudge a jump, I get taken out shortly after. With the jet troopers, you have two jetpack abilities which are called Boost and Dash. Boost is well suited for traversing obstructions and evading danger, as it sends you upwards in any direction that you press. This is your main jetpack ability, as you can travel greater distances with it and reach places you couldn't otherwise. The dash propels you forward or backward depending on how you use it, and is ideal for travelling in a straight line over buildings or ground of the same height. Using the two together one after another is the main way to score as the carrier. Each boost and dash you use must be well timed and quick though, as your enemy will be hot on your trail. Simply put, outperform the enemy players with a jetpack is a simple way to score. As said a little earlier, I strongly believe staying on the rooftops is your best bet. Try to make each jump land you on another rooftop at max distance, using the boost if you want to go higher, and then the dash to travel to another building of equal height. You may also want to go through some buildings on your way to confuse opponents, but remember to keep moving fast, otherwise enemies will catch up to you. Whilst doing this, your teammates, which were probably chasers before, should now become supporters. And your goal, if you are a supporter, is to help the carrier to the capture zone without him or her dying. Try to stick with the carrier as much as possible, taking out enemies along the way. You really just need to get yourself in the way of their fire so the carrier can move forward and ultimately score for your team. During this time, along with your main weapon, you'll probably be using the rocket launcher a lot, so here's a few tips for it now. Unlike the normal version, the rocket launcher can be either fired 2 times in quick succession or 3 times after a slight pause between the first and second shot. It mostly does direct damage with a small blast radius, so you really need to be accurate with this one to get the most out of it. Timing is key, as you need to predict where a target will land most of the time to hit the shot. I recommend trying to hit enemies right after they perform a boost jump, as you can pretty much tell where they're going to end up. There's also the tactic of flying directly over your enemy and shooting down on them to pretty much guarantee a kill. A direct hit will remove any target in one shot, so using this one can be more efficient than using your blaster if you get the hit. Honestly feel a good mix of blaster fire and rocket launcher use will give you the best results. The rocket launcher consistently cools down, so it can be pretty much spammed all the time if you do of course want to. However, when the launcher goes into cooldown, make sure to switch to your blaster so you're consistently putting out damage. Also, anytime you don't feel confident about hitting a rocket shot, simply switch to your blaster in those circumstances as well. Throughout the course of the battle, you'll always want to keep moving, and those jetpack dodges come in handy here. You perform these by using what is normally your row button, and they allow you to quickly move in any desired direction. If you find yourself waiting for the jetpack abilities to come back out of cooldown, or maybe just in a brawl on the ground, you want to use the dodges to avoid damage and cover ground quicker. So that's a few tips and tricks to help you out in the new limited time Jetpack Cargo mode. It might become a permanent mode in the future, but as it stands will be removed at some point, so enjoy it while you can. As always guys, seeing as there is no win bonus as far as I'm aware, if you want the top credits for each game, getting kills is key, although so far I'm finding credits to be less in this mode than other normal modes available, so pretty much just play Jetpack Cargo if you find it fun. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll be back soon with more guides, updates and live streams, but for now, thanks for watching. Please leave any thoughts or questions you have in the comments, and I'll see you next time.